Welcome to the 15th Floor, a Radiohead reaction podcast where a Gen X father tries to convince his Gen Z son that Radiohead is the greatest band of all time. By introducing him to Radiohead music one song at a time, he'll react for the first time, give it a score, I'll react and tell him why, and hopefully you, why it contributes to the idea that Radiohead is the greatest band of all time. Once again, have to say that it's been a long time since we recorded, maybe the longest time. The longest gap we've ever had. That's because Jacob's older brother is getting ready to leave the house for a long period of time. He's off, and so we had a lot of family in town. We're back. We're going to record a couple things tonight, this and a role reversal, so those will be posted in the next couple days. On the last video, we did Separator. Boy, that feels like a long time ago. And we got a comment that basically broke down all your scores. It was a list of all the scores you had given and an average for each album, which we had just recently done. And that was done by Thrimpton. And because Thrimpton put such time and effort into a good comment that was very helpful, I decided I'd go directly to Thrimpton's suggestion. Thrimpton's out of Australia. Hello? Oh, I almost went, g'day. Yeah, which would have been really bad. Because of the effort, because of the kindness of putting together such a thoughtful comment, we're going to do Thrimpton's suggestion, which is Spectre from 2015. Christmas 2015. This is a B-side. Backstory here is that Radiohead were... Tom York has always had kind of an affinity for Bond themes, James Bond themes. If you don't know what James Bond themes are, they are the theme songs for all the James Bond films. And it's kind of a big deal who provides the theme. With Paul McCartney in Wings, Sheryl Crow, Gladys Knight, Aha, Sheena Easton. They've all done great versions of James Bond themes. It's a big deal. It's a very specific type of song, though. If you start listening to James Bond themes, you'll hear they have a very specific James Bond sound to them. And Spectre is really not any different. But we did do Man of War not too long ago, and that was kind of an homage to Bond themes. You gave Man of War a good score. Man of War is a great song. This is actually, they were commissioned to write the song for the film Spectre, which was coming out at the time. They submitted Man of War. It was denied by the producers because it wasn't written specifically for the film. So they instead wrote Spectre, which is the song we're going to hear today. Ultimately, this song was not chosen to represent the film. And there's a sense that Radiohead was a little bit pissed about that. You know, they put a lot of effort into the song. Nigel Godrich mentions that they stopped, the production of their album, A Moon-Shaped Pool, in order to record this, and it kind of threw things off, and they didn't even use it. They tried to use it elsewhere in the film, and there was nowhere to put it, apparently. Some people thought it was too dark. Some people claimed that it was turned in too late, which is a huge joke. Ultimately, they just chose a different song, a song by Sam Smith. I don't know who Sam Smith is. Maybe it's a great song. It clearly made an awful mistake by not picking this song. I think, and of course I'm saying this as a Radiohead fan, but I'll also just say, I think the general consensus is this is a superior song. But I don't know the other song. That's not my consensus. I'm just saying it because Radiohead's better than everybody else. So ipso facto, this song is better. Ultimately, it was released on Christmas Day 2015, just a few months before A Moon-Shaped Pool was released in 2016. It became the B-side for the single Burn the Witch. It very much fits into A Moon-Shaped Pool. Orchestration, heavy on the orchestration, same orchestra that assisted in Burn the Witch, with French horns and trumpets added. Burn the Witch was just strings. You'll hear that influence. If you don't know what a James Bond theme sounds like, this song might be a little confusing to you. But it is heavy on the theme for a soundtrack, specifically for a spy film. Have you ever seen any James Bond films? We watched one.
I know you and the older brother have.
Yeah, okay. You didn't watch it?
It's probably one of those movies that you guys put on. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
I
went upstairs.
I'm a Roger Moore, Sean Connery loyalist. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan was great too. I've seen a couple of the Daniel Craig ones. They don't. They're fine. They're entertaining for the night, but they're completely forgettable. Whereas the Sean Connery ones were legendary. Thank you to Thrimpton for that thoughtful remark, for that thoughtful comment. All the work you put into that was very much appreciated. Also, Spectre was requested by Fran Skell. And Party Boy Boy, I think is how that person says that. Party Boy Boy, probably some girl. So here is from 2015, Spectre.
Dispossessed, taken hold. My hunger burns, a bullet hole. Spectre of my mortal soul. These rumors and suspicion.
I don't know James Bond music that much, but I feel like this does have a James Bond type vibe to it. And I can see why people say, oh, it's too gloomy for it. When I'm listening to this, I'm also thinking of a psychological horror type thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I can see that, and I could really like tell that after how he says Spectre, how he laughs. It kind of had the strings. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm not good with making instruments with my mouth, but you get the idea.
Bow, 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 bow.
Yep. Very interesting stuff so far.
Yeah. You know, obviously it's a song specifically meant for a soundtrack, and if you know these very masculine, sexy films, they're not really masculine. That's actually, I mean, they're not. I use that word sexy not just in a visual sense. I mean, everything about them is supposed to have this feel to it, and James Bond is supposed to have this this air about him.
Even though I never heard this song before, I still got that same nostalgic feeling I get. Like, right there, Fear puts a spell on us. I feel like that's not really the nostalgic part. The next line is Radiohead puts me in more of a nighttime, or maybe it's just the songs that we've been listening to recently, but a nighttime kind of like, oh, I'm about to fall asleep. Let me listen to some surreal, dreamy stuff here.
This song especially.
Yeah, like this song, like his vocals. I don't know. It sounds like he's trying to hypnotize you in a way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. There's an effect there that I can't quite pin down. It's not just simple reverb or echo. I think he's doubling his vocals. I think he's singing and then singing over it slightly differently to give kind of an echoey sound, but it's actually 2 tracks. I might not be positive on that, but that's what I think I hear. His voice, more than other songs, has this piercing quality, this barely squeezing through a hole, but that hole has a direct line straight to your psyche. And it's a dark place. It is a bit dark, but it also the lyrics don't help to not feel dark. But I think it's a beautiful song. It's got beauty to it as well, pretty beauty, not just well put together. Here we're trying to say this is the greatest rock band of all time. Essentially, this is the greatest band of all time. This song is hard to say. Look, listen, this is rock, right? I mean, you wouldn't hear that and say.
I feel like a lot of Radiohead songs recently have not been rock.
That's right. Yeah. That's right, and I don't think that they would want to be just considered that either. I mean, this is an orchestration. This is a soundtrack. This is a very jazzy, melancholy, meandering song. The drums really help with that too. It fits in the James Bond genre. They're certainly not breaking huge ground there, but it is interesting to release from what you'd consider a rock band. What would you give the song Spectre?
7.
7. That's
like my average now. So 7 isn't the best thing in the world, but like. It's just it's if I had it on the playlist, it would be a song I have to be in the mood for. Mm-hmm. Probably a long night, car ride, going home, like every other song we've been listening to the past 5 videos.
The long night car ride that sounds like Keen.
Yep.
I find, even though this is a newer song, it absolutely puts me in a mood of my childhood. There's some nostalgia there. Part of it is the feeling of it, knowing that it was a Bond theme, but there's something very 70s in the way he's singing. 70s soul, rock, disco. Obviously it's not disco, but the vocals he's doing there fits right in. And because I know that's what they were going for, it automatically takes me there, even though it wasn't a song that was released back then. It fits really well in the old school James Bond, which is my favorite era of James Bond. So every song that Jacob reacts to, I have my younger children draw a picture with very little information other than how they feel. But I will say the boy always asks me what the name of the song is, so he goes based off of the title. She has been looking at the lyrics a lot more lately. So her drawing is this. That's a table full of like potions. Anger in a bottle right there, she said. You can barely see it says anger. That says Spectre laugh, and the fear spell is on the right. And she said it had the whole thing had almost an evil dark feeling, and that's it. This isn't just darkness. She tried to draw what she felt was a kind of an evil dark. So she gave a lot of information about that. So, and then his picture is a guy out there saying, "I'm expecting scary stuff." I think he thought the word Spectre was some type of the root had the same root word as expecting, and then he's getting ready to go into the woods there, and these are bushes by his side. But I mean, a little more to it than what he usually has. 2 stick guys talking to each other, and it did take a little bit longer this time. But yeah, he's getting ready to go into the woods. Clearly, he felt that same darkness. Hey, Halloween's coming up in just a few days. Maybe that's just the mood they're in. Good song for Halloween. I don't have any comments that I wanted to read because I wanted to mention Thrimpton's comment last time. He averaged out. I'm sorry, he, she. I'm not sure. They averaged out all your scores so far, and not including the scores you gave where you went back and gave them higher scores, or where you'd say 7.7, maybe 7.5. Thrimpton gave you applied the lowest score, which averages out to about 7.38, I believe. Which I agreed with Thrimpton, kind of proves the point. We're hitting every song. We're not just hitting greatest hits, and everything's staying right there. And I think we've also proven that when you go back and you listen to Radiohead again, you've generally liked it more. So thanks for all the hard work. That was good. Yeah, like I said, next video we will have a role reversal. Maybe Tame Impala after that. I feel like every time I do B-sides, I think, oh, we got to do a lot more B-sides because, of course, the B-sides, there's a lot more of them. So we might even stick with that for a little bit before we go around. But yeah, keep those suggestions coming in. We might have to go something a little more upbeat next because Separator was fine, but Spectre was slower. Let's find something with a little more thump to it. One thing Thrimpton pointed out is that you like the older stuff. You like the older B-sides, you like the Bends, you like Pablo Honey, and so we don't have to go to those albums necessarily, but just to give you an idea. Thanks for all your kind comments. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. Like, share, do all those good things. Send us money to send Jacob to college. There's absolutely no way for them to do that. Just support us with your kind comments. That works. Hey, we got up to 600 subscribers. You see that?
Yep.
That's awesome. That's 599 more subscribers than I thought we were going to have. So, very good. Continue to love one another. Keep listening to music together. You're now leaving
The 15th floor.